A question I'm very often asked in comments and messages is something like, I only have a phone, can I still make money online? Or can I do this if I don't have a laptop? So I want to give you a proper answer about this today, because I have been testing ways to make money online since 2016, and I can tell you the situation for phone users is better than most people expect. In some areas, your phone actually gives you more options than a computer, but there are also some places where a computer is way better, and I want to be honest about both. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what works on the phone, what a computer makes easier, and where to start if a phone is all you have right now. So let me go through some main earning categories so you can see exactly what is possible depending on what device you have. So the first category is survey sites and get paid to sites. And on these platforms, you can earn by completing surveys, watching videos, trying apps, and doing very small online tasks. And the great thing about these are that most of the major platforms, they have apps for both iPhone and Android. An example of that is, for example, Pawns that has an app for both. It also has a website, but it is mainly relevant, or it gives more opportunities if you use the phone. Another example is Top Service. It's available in more than 60 countries. It also both has a website and an app. So these are just a couple of examples. And you can use most of these platforms, even the ones that don't specifically have an app, you can still just log in through your phone browser. So you can use them from your phone without any issues in most cases. And in my experience, some of the tasks are actually better on a phone. For example, a lot of the tasks on offer walls, that's for example like downloading a free app and getting paid to test that, or reaching a certain level in a mobile game or testing something, often they are specifically designed for phones. So in some cases you cannot even do them on a computer. For regular surveys, both phone and computers, just keep in mind that some users find they get slightly more survey options on desktop, but on some platforms you get more through the app. And the great thing is, all legit get paid to sites and survey sites, they are completely free to join. And I have a list of the best platforms on my website that you can find depending on your country, so I'll leave a link to that below. So the next category is paid game apps, and this is where your phone has a clear advantage over a computer, because there are platforms and apps that pay you specifically for playing mobile games, and it's usually for reaching a certain level or completing a challenge within the game, and many of these only exist on phones, and there is no computer version for most of the games. On the platforms themselves, just to give you a good example, is Gemsloot. This is one of the highest paying that I've come across where you can find these games. So you can also use it on a computer, but most of the games, if that's specifically what you want to do, you need to do them on your phone. So you just need to scan it, or a QR code on your phone, and then it would download it through there, and then it would be tracked through Gemsloot. So you would need a phone for most of the high paying games. So if you only have a phone, then you actually have access to a whole category of earning methods that most computer users do not have access to. And I also do have a list of the best platforms where you can earn by playing games on my website. I'll also leave a link to that below, so you can easily, after you watch this here and decide which categories to go for, go there and find more options and easily get started. So the third category is gig economy apps, and they are apps you can use to, for example, find food delivery jobs, ride sharing tasks, local tasks, and more. So in general, how it works is that you accept jobs, you track your work, usually through the app, and then you also get paid. All of this through an app on your phone. In fact, in most cases, you cannot use a computer for this, so you do need a phone for this specific work. A couple of popular examples is DoorDash, where you can become what they call a DoorDasher and then deliver food for them. Another one is TaskRabbit, where it can be all kind of tasks in your local area. It can be anything from personal assistant, flooring, furniture assembly, IKEA assembly, help moving, indoor painting, all kind of small tasks, or not necessarily small, but in most cases that require some kind of physical labor. That's what TaskRabbit is known for. And in general, most gig economy jobs like this, they involve physical work or physical presence in your local area, so they are a bit different from the other categories I've shown here, but they're definitely still worth mentioning because they are a real income source, and in some countries they pay quite well, and some people even build it up to a really great either part-time income or even more in some cases. Of course, the exact opportunities depend a lot on your country, and I will also leave a link below to a list I have on my website of the best gig economy jobs or platforms that I have come across. So the fourth category is freelancing. And freelancing, like for example, writing, data entry, virtual assistant work, transcription, this is where a phone starts to have some limitation. Because think about typing, for example, a long document or filling out a detailed job application on your phone. It takes way longer and it's easier to make mistakes, and most freelancing platforms, they are built for desktop. You can do some of the work from your phone, but it's usually not a good idea and often not even possible. So in my opinion and experience, if you want to do any serious freelance work, then a computer is necessary. It's not as such impossible on a phone, but it's a lot slower and also a lot more frustrating, and it will limit your earning potential. Fifth category is content creation, and this can be a great way to earn and potentially also a way to make really good money, and that can be whether it is YouTube, TikTok, Instagram or something else. And this is an area where a lot can be done from your phone. Filming is fine on most phones nowadays, and posting directly to, for example, TikTok or Instagram is also fine from a phone, and editing short clips with a mobile app also can work. So if you're just starting out with content creation, a phone can be fine to start with. Personally, I find it a lot faster to do most things on a desktop. For example, editing, creating thumbnails, writing description, managing analytics, all of that is way easier and quicker on a computer, at least for me. And overall, I've been doing YouTube since 2016, and I can tell you that doing it all from a phone, that would definitely take significantly longer. And if you also want to grow your content creation into something bigger, for example, build a website around it, sell your own products, work with brands, manage multiple platforms or something like that, then a computer starts to become almost necessary, because those things are generally just hard to do properly from a phone. So the sixth and final category, before we go over a little bit more about where to actually start, is if you want to run an online business. And some of what I just mentioned already overlaps with this category. But running an online business, that can mean a lot of different things. It can be an e-commerce store, it can be a blog, an affiliate website, an email list, or something else entirely. But what most of these have in common is that they are much harder to manage from a phone. For example, building a website, writing long articles, handling SEO, or managing an email list, keeping track of analytics. These are all things where a computer saves you a lot of time and frustration. Some of it is not impossible to do from a phone, but if your goal is to build an online business, then a computer is usually a big part of how you get there. So where to start if you only have a phone and really want to get started earning some money now? Well, then here is what I suggest. I suggest that you start with service sites and get paid to sites. All of them are completely free, at least if you join the legit sites, and most of them, they will have good mobile apps and you can earn from the very first day. And then you can add paid game apps if you are interested in playing games, because phone users usually have an advantage here, as I mentioned earlier. And if gig apps are available in your country and you want something a little bit more active, those are definitely worth looking into as well. For the survey and get paid to sites and gig apps, and also the best ways to earn by playing games, as mentioned earlier, also I have full list of the best options on my website so you can easily get started. And the platforms that are on that list are some that I have all personally tested, so I know they are legit. Now, if your goal is to build something bigger, not just extra cash, but an actually income online, then content creation is something you can start looking into just with a phone. You can film and you can post, you can do basic editing on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you want to, and see if it's something for you. Just know that it will not pay anything right away, and at some point you will probably hit a limit with what you can do on a phone alone. But it is absolutely a direction you can start exploring with what you have. And as you earn and save, you might consider getting access to a computer, and that's when, for example, freelancing, building a proper channel, running something online all become a lot more realistic. But in general, you should not let the lack of a computer stop you from starting online. There is real money to earn even on a phone. You just need to know where to focus, and also depending on your country, some options will just be better than others, and you need to just keep this in mind so you choose the best options for you. And I hope this video here has helped you get a better overview of how to get started the best possible way for you. But before you go, just also please let me know in the comments, are you using a phone, are you using a computer, or are you using both right now? And what is working for you? I read all the comments and I love hearing from you. And if you have any questions, also just ask. I make sure to reply to every single comment. And as mentioned, I have a list on my website of the best options for each of this here. Also, if you're interested in building an online content creation business, I also have a link to my top recommended way to learn that. So you can also check that out through the links below. And if this video helped you, also please make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.